Okay, false alarm. Papa was not locked outside, but we've changed the ring on the ring thing, the doorbell. And the sound it makes now when somebody's outside is bing, bong, bing, bong, bong, bing, bong, bing. So apparently Papa was not locked outside. Now, back to our story. The sun had set a long time ago, and the wind seemed to have calmed down. It grew darker and darker. The woods had an eerie stillness. I trotted along quietly, the wheels hardly making a sound on the soft dirt road. Master and John spoke in quiet voices. They realized that by refusing to cross the bridge, I had saved their lives. Master said that although people had the power to reason, animals had a special knowledge all their own, and this knowledge often saved the lives of the ones they loved. John agreed and passed the night telling many stories of how dogs and horses came to the rescue of their owners. He and Master agreed that people did not value their animals half as much as they should. At last we came to the gates of Birtwick. Where did they go? They went to Birtwick Park. The gardener was standing watch for us. He said that Mistress had been up all night worrying about us. Just then we saw a light at the hall door, and Mistress came running out of the house. "Are you safe? Are you really safe, my dear? Oh, I've been so worried. Did you have an accident?" she asked. "No, my dear, but if it had not been for Black Beauty, we would all have been carried away by the river," answered Master. This illustration shows, actually, the mistress looks very angry, but the story tells us that she was worried. So there's a difference. I heard no more since they went into the house and John took me to the stable. He gave me a wonderful supper that night and prepared a thick bed of straw. I was truly thankful. It had been a long night and I was very tired. And there's Black Beauty with John getting his well-deserved rest on a soft bed of hay. Since our chapter was interrupted, and this looks like a short one, we'll go with chapter 10. James Howard. Early one morning in December, John had just led me into the stable after my daily exercise when the master came into the stable. He looked very serious and held an open letter in his hand. "Good morning, John," said the master. "I want to know if you have had any complaints about James." "No, sir," answered John. "He's a good worker, and he's fair and gentle with the horses." There is an illustration here. The master is asking James, right? Master wants to know about James. Okay, so the master is talking to John. The master stood and listened to John. When John finished talking, the master smiled and looked at James, who was standing in the doorway. "James, my lad, I asked John about you because I have some news that concerns your future," said the master. "I have here a letter from my brother-in-law. He wants me to find him a trustworthy young groom who knows his business well. My brother-in-law is a good man, and if you could get this job, it would be a good start for you. I hate to lose you, especially since I know what a great help you are to John, but this is a fine opportunity and we won't stand in your way. Why don't you think it over and talk about it with your family? Let me know what you've decided." A few days after this conversation, it was decided that James would leave us to go on to this better job. In the meantime, he was to get all the practice in driving that could be given to him. I never saw the carriage go out so often. So there's the master talking to James about whether or not he would like to have this new job, which would be a good opportunity for him to probably make more money and make a good living for himself. And money, it is important. It's not the only thing, but it's important to have enough money to have enough. You don't need a lot of extra stuff. We have a lot of extra stuff. All of us have a lot of extra stuff, but it's important to have enough. And a stable boy, which is what James was, didn't make a lot of money. Ginger and I were put on the carriage and James drove us. We went to many different places in the city. It was a joy for me to see all the other horses and carriages, and to smell the scents of bread and tobacco coming from the open shops. In the meantime, James was improving his skills, and Ginger and I were thoroughly enjoying ourselves. And this illustration is a picture of Ginger and Black Beauty in the city, taking a ride with James. All right, that is the end of chapter 10, and it's time for me to probably go to bed. I love you all. Miss you. Okay, bye.